Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, JT Open Stuff. Today, guys, we are going to be taking a look at these Miniverse Make It Mini from Scratch Series 2. Now, I picked this up at my local Target today. It was a rainy day, so not a lot to do other than go out and look for some new things to open for you guys. Saw this, thought it would be great to share on the channel to see if you wanted to run out and pick one up for yourself. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. Let's look for that little tear strip there. And guys, while I am getting into this little opening, do me a favor, if you haven't already, go to wherever you have to go to subscribe to the channel and click that subscribe button. It really is the best way to support the channel. And while you're there, hit that notification bell and you'll never miss one of my great toy opening videos. And I say great all the time because they are really fun, great videos because I'm opening toys with you guys. So we are almost there. Now it is, like I said, a nice rainy, kind of cool fall day here in South Carolina. So that is a very nice break from some of the heat and things that we've been experiencing lately. Some of you might know from watching the channel, I said on a couple of my previous videos that I was headed up to Ohio to go to the Great Ohio Toy Show last weekend. And even there in Ohio, in October, 85, 88 degrees or so every day that we were there. So it's really nice to have a little bit of cool weather, some raininess, just a nice, lazy kind of day. All right, so we've got a lot of stuff in here. And this little thing right there, we'll put that over on the side. Looks like a little cake stand, perhaps. Okay, dark choco. It's really cute. Put that back there. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 little mystery bags there. We've got this little thing right here. We'll figure that out. And we have this. This looks like it could be the base to that little plate right there. Yeah, I think so. We'll go ahead and there we go. Then we have a cheesecake filling container here. And our little pamphlet and some Choco cookie crumbs. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and look at this one first. All right, that is the side for what we got. So let's look at the size first. Now, as you can see there, cherry cheesecake, chocolate cheesecake, blackberry tiered cake, tiger cake, choco mint swirl cake, baguettes, mini boulet loaves, silver dollar pancakes, mini bear choco pancakes, prosciutto pizza, butternut squash ravioli, carbonara. So a lot of cool stuff there. And it looks like we got that chocolate cheesecake here. So gives us a little 9-step instruction kind of kit. This shows everything, the ingredients, if you will. So very cool. And as you can see here, 9 total steps to build this chocolate cheesecake. So let's go ahead and see the rest of this stuff in here. Now this little piece right here did show that it goes kind of right there. I guess that's what you're gonna sit your cake on when it's done. Let's go ahead and get into this and get our pieces out. And there we have our drip icing and our little chocolate curls. And in this one, this one's probably little tools, maybe tongs. Yeah, there we go. The tip for our little squeeze bottle back there. A little spatula here. That's really cute. Little wood handle. And then our tongs. I'm always curious. I wonder, there's got to be people out there that collect every single one of these Make It Minis that come out, how many tongs they probably have just laying around in their collection. That's pretty interesting thing to think of. All right, and look at this side, guys. Look at that cute little kickstand. Very retro, kind of vintage feel to that. That is really super cute. So then I guess this one actually goes right there. Very, very cool. All right, so we'll sit that right over there, and let's see what we have to do first. So first it shows putting the little pouch of the Choco cookie crumbs down into the bottom of the little container. Oh, you know what? I put this one over on the side, guys. I guess it would help if I got this out, open this up to give us a pan to make it in. There we go. That's kind of an important step. What a cool little mixing bowl that is. Look at that little speckles on the inside. That is really, really neat. And then our little spring-form pan here, that is super cool. This has a little, it's in a little container here, a little plastic container. Let's go ahead and get that out. There we go. Now it doesn't actually release, so look at that, it's got like a little plastic piece where it was, I guess maybe when somebody put this together, maybe they got one of their hairs caught in it. That's kind of weird, gross, I guess, but maybe just be could just be like a little glue string, but it seems like it's a fiber of some sort. So luckily that does come apart, so we can get that out of there. Goodbye. We don't need any biological contaminants in our food. We'll put that back on the top. So that's pretty funny. It's not like a spring form, but you can just pop the top right off of that. So, okay, so we've got this. Now the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna get you guys a little bit closer for what's going on down there. So looks like the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put these little cookie crumbs in there. Now, it doesn't look like it has a little rip point anywhere, so we'll just open it up right at the top. There we go. And then we pour those down into here. Oh, that is really interesting. Okay, you can see that down in there. I guess we just need to kind of like maybe bump it flat. Be a pretty thick crust, but I think we've done a pretty decent job there. Okay. Now next, in the bowl, looks like we mix our cheesecake and our chocolate together for 30 seconds. Okay, so cheesecake filling has a little safety tab over it there. Just that one side. Yeah, it looks like it. And as always, this is not edible, as you see on the package, so make sure and keep it out of the hands of somebody that might think that it is an edible little treat. Does this twist off? Yeah, it just twists off. I was trying to pop it off there, but it just twists right off, and then we have this little security top here, and that is really interesting looking. Let's go ahead and see if we can get that over here into the trash. All right, so then we are going to put the cocoa in with this. So let's start with getting this in here. I guess we need our spatula to make sure we get all of the cheesecake out. There we go. Our little cheesecake mixture. we go. Looks like we got almost all of it. I'll sit that right there for us to get this. Little cocoa out. Oh, that is kind of interesting. I don't know if this is supposed to go on to here, I guess. Yeah. Maybe both. Maybe it goes on this and the drip icing. I'm not sure. It doesn't really show that on here. So I guess maybe I'll just pour it into here. Let's see how easily. There we go. It's got a nice little pour to it. We'll give it a squeeze, help it along. It looks like kind of just thicker chocolate milk. All right, I think that's about all of it. Okay. I think that's about all we're going to get, so I'll put that right in there. And then it says to mix for 30 seconds. So let's get this a good mix here. Almost there. And we are good. 30 seconds. Dunzo. Let's put that on top of there. We'll use this as our little spot. Let's move that trash over just a little bit more. Now it says to pour this into this little dish here. So let's go ahead and pour that in there. Kind of spread it around as best we can. And it looks like it's going to completely fill up this container. In fact, I think I'm going to have to be really careful not to have this overflow, but yeah, that completely filled up that little container, as you can see there. Now, it says we need to let this sit for 40 minutes. So we're going to let this sit, then we're going to come back to this, and we'll finish icing our cake and everything. Now, I still haven't figured out what this is for. What exactly is this for? This is very interesting. Interesting. Maybe, there we go. Oh, how cool is that? I just literally figured it out. So this thing will fit into here, so then the cake can be on display and you can just lift off the top. So really funny. All right, guys, we'll be back in 40 minutes for me, 1 second for you, and we'll finish this guy up. Okay, guys, so we are back. It has been 40 minutes, and to be honest with you, if you notice, the things on the table might be in slightly different locations, and that's because I try to multitask when I can when I'm doing these videos for you guys, especially these little minis that take a while to set and be ready for the next steps. So while I was letting this set, I opened up something that was absolutely awesome, guys, and that was this Zuru Slime Mart. This was super fun to make, and if you want to see this, I'll leave the description in the video down, or in the comments down below. So go watch this video. No waiting. Everything was right out of the container and make it as is, but it was super fun and just a huge slime mess, basically. So go watch that video if you like that kind of stuff. Now back to this one. We're to this step where we have to, you see right there, and kind of take that side off and then push it out of there. So get you guys back in just a tad. And let's see if we can get that side off of there pretty easily. Hopefully it doesn't stick too terribly bad. Okay, the bottom up, a little bit of crust came off the bottom. Oh, that is like really kind of sandy-ish there. Now, let's see. We want to push this down. Kind of push this out is what it's showing. There we go, it's starting to release, so that's good. See, it's coming out just a little bit there. I'm just trying to give it equal points of pressure all around so that I don't break it in half. Okay. So we did lose just a little bit of that crumb crust off of the bottom. You can see it kind of got onto that there, but we're supposed to turn it over onto this for the final steps, looks like. So we are going to turn that right over. And let's see if we can make a really, I think that side, that looks nice and pretty there. So put that down. Now it shows that we should put the little chocolate drip icing and then place the little chocolatey things on the top there. Interesting. So it shows that you should put that down plus that, and you come to that. So less than 10 minutes, I guess, to do that, and then 30 minutes to dry. Okay, well, a little bit of a confusing indirection, but this is what we're gonna do. We're going to take this drip icing, take that top off. Whoa, now that is definitely drippy, that's for sure. So let's put it right there for right now. And just to control it a little bit better, I am gonna put this little tip on here, like that. And then we'll just kind of drip it all over the top. Okay, I think that looks really tasty. Now it does show in the thing that some of it is running over the top, so let's give it a little bit extra just to see if it kind of spreads out and kind of runs off the sides. So we'll start getting a little bit of a drip there maybe. I don't know, I kind of like that. I think it looks really nice. Okay, I like it. Let's go with that. If it drips, it drips. We're gonna put that right there. Then let's open up our little chocolate curls here. And put my glasses on for that one. Some of these are really, really tiny, and I don't want to lose them. As you can see right there, those are really cute. And you can just kind of place them on here, I guess, any way you'd like. Let's put a couple like that. See if we can build a couple, almost give it a little bit of height on the top, if you will. Oops, kind of stuck that one down in there, but that's okay. And the cool thing is there's so many of these in here that if you are somebody that loves to open these little minis, there's a lot of times where you get extra of these kind of things that you could just save for another little mini recipe. If you bought several of these, you could put chocolate on your strawberry cheesecake, or use them however you'd like. I mean, that's about how many we've got left. And that is how many I've put on the top. So there you go, guys. Take a look at that. That is a beautiful chocolate cheesecake, if you ask me. Really, really think that is a lot of fun. So you would let this sit for another 30 minutes to completely harden and stick all those little chocolate pieces into place right there. But for right now, we are going to leave it with that, because I can tell you guys that I have really enjoyed today's video. I hope that you guys have too. We're going to go ahead and display this little cake right in its little display piece here. So again, it's got that little circle. So this little stand kind of fits in there. Let's get some of those, try to get some of those little sprinkles off there. So we'll leave this off for a second. So as you can see, this little piece will fit right down into there. Then this one will fit right over that. Then you can place your cake like this. And whoa, I knocked it over, but you guys get the point. It is meant to be a nice little display in there. In fact, we'll just take that out. Look at this. You can take this to a friend. Once it gets nice and dry, just take this over to a friend, trade them. Maybe they had the strawberry cheesecake, you had the chocolate cheesecake. Don't know, but just have a lot of fun with this, guys. It's a really cool little kit. Hope you can find them at your local Target. I appreciate you guys watching today's video. If you liked it, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next great toy opening video.